April 1990. The Space Shuttle Discovery clears the tower, carrying the heaviest, most expensive payload in NASA history. Once in low Earth orbit, the billion-dollar observatory is released from the payload bay. From a mechanical standpoint, the deployment is a total success. Down on the ground, astronomers wait to receive the clearest views of the cosmos ever captured. Then the first downlink arrives. This image shows the immediate problem. Instead of sharp starlight, galaxies are smeared. Point sources are warped into rings. The most ambitious space observatory ever constructed was effectively blind on arrival. A decades-long scientific triumph instantly became a high-profile failure. The physical diagnosis came quickly. Hubble's 2.4-meter primary mirror was suffering from spherical aberration. The glass was too flat at the outer edges by exactly 2.2 microns. Because the geometry was slightly off, incoming light rays could not converge at a single focal point. The glass had been polished exactly to the mathematical specifications provided to the manufacturing floor. The mirror wasn't defective in the traditional sense. It was exactly what the engineers asked for. The root of the problem was digital. A calibration database and its surrounding verification architecture had repeatedly assured engineers that the glass was flawless. The physical perfection of hardware depends entirely on the integrity of the data used to test it. To understand why Hubble failed, we have to look closely at the software pipeline that approved it. During manufacturing, engineers used a precision optical jig called a reflective null corrector. This device was built to simulate the exact geometry of a perfect mirror. By bouncing a laser through this stack of lenses and spacers and onto the glass being polished, technicians could measure the returning wavefront. If the mirror matched the null corrector's reference shape, it was declared ready. This hardware was commanded by a continuous software loop. The null corrector relied entirely on metrology logs and reference distances pulled from a central database. The software first loaded reference values from the database to establish baseline geometry. Then it used those numbers to physically align the null corrector's optics. Finally, it measured the returning wavefront, logging the alignment as unquestioned ground truth. Because every subsequent step inherited data from the step before it, any corruption in the central database meant the automated process would meticulously validate a broken mirror. The investigation traced the failure down to a single critical reference distance for one specific spacer cap inside the null corrector assembly. Inside the reference table, the distance for the spacer was entered and accepted by the system as exactly 130.000 millimeters, but the required distance to test a properly curved mirror was actually 130.005 millimeters. That is a discrepancy of 5 microns. A gap, a fraction of the width of a human hair, mathematically derailed a billion-dollar mission. Guided by the null corrector's readings, technicians spent months painstakingly polishing the primary mirror. They fully trusted the output they were seeing. There were no automated sanity checks built into the software architecture, and no independent, redundant pipelines to cross-verify the test equipment. The misconfiguration triggered 0 alarms. Because the system executed the bad data flawlessly, the robotic machines were mathematically forced to carve that 5-micron error directly into the glass. The digital architecture actively directed the creation of the flaw and then successfully concealed it. An automated verification pipeline is only as reliable as its single source of truth. After the launch, the post-flight forensic investigation worked backward. They traced the blurry images through the metrology logs, finally landing on the corrupted database file. NASA was left with an unprecedented engineering problem. They had to physically fix a mirror that had been ground to the wrong shape, while it floated in the vacuum of low Earth orbit. The solution was the 1993 STS-61 space shuttle mission. Astronauts executed a series of high-risk spacewalks, explicitly designed to compensate for the database's error. They installed CoStar, a specialized corrective optics package engineered with mirrors ground to the exact inverse of the 2.2 micron error, effectively canceling out the aberration. This comparison shows the result. The right side reveals how the new optics successfully resolved the blurry incoming light, returning razor-sharp images to Earth. It was a successful rescue, but it highlights the immense cost of bad data. $1 billion physical intervention by human astronauts was necessary solely because a digital database lacked a simple cross-verification check. The Hubble disaster changed how hardware calibration databases are structured globally. Post-1990 architectures eliminated single points of failure. The industry shifted to independent verification pipelines, multi-team validation protocols, and redundant metrology logs. Modern systems now mandate independent physical inspection routines that explicitly cross-check digital outputs, ensuring that the accepted ground truth is actually true. Mission-critical databases must treat every single data point as a vulnerability. If the data used to verify a physical object is flawed, the reality built from those numbers will be completely wrong. Because in the exact science of precision optics, even a few missing microns can completely change our view of the universe.